How's it going, everyone? So welcome to my small YouTube gardening channel where I'm all about trying to help you guys grow your own organic produce for as cheap as possible. So today I just want to be doing this video on a harvest and planting video. So there's a few things that are finally starting to ripen up and we can actually start picking some things. So I want to take you guys and show you what they are, and then towards the end of the video I just want to give you guys a plan of what we're going to be planting. So I'm not actually going to be planting anything today, but I just want to show you a few of the seeds that we bought, and as well as a bit of a plan for the raised garden beds as what we're going to be planting coming into winter. So we'll get on to the harvest and we'll show you the few things that we've been starting to pick. So the first thing that we're starting to harvest are the figs. Now, as you can see, there's a number of figs on the tree here, but you may even notice with these two right here that one seems a bit lighter in color, the other one is a bit darker. That darker colored one is the riper one, and so this is just starting to ripen up a little bit. Sorry, camera's not focusing there, but starting to ripen up a little bit. It's getting pretty soft, and so is this one down here. There's another couple along here which are really looking nice. So I'm really excited. Oh yeah, that's getting good. So we picked our first one yesterday. We all tried a bit and it was very, very good. So that's pretty exciting. I'm really happy that we're getting some figs, particularly after some of the hot weather we had during the summer. All the figs like just dropped, and I was pretty bummed about that, but then they put on this new fruit and they actually have ripened up really quickly, which is great. The next thing that we've been starting to harvest are tomatoes, finally. As you can see there's some good sort of almost traffic coloured, lights coloured there. So this will be the first one that we'll pick from this actual plant, but we have picked some of from the other tomatoes behind me in the raised garden beds. But this is actually starting to come on really nice. There's heaps of fruit on it. There's some of those as well over on this other main leader. There's a couple of new fruit, and it's still putting out flowers because the weather has been really warm. So yesterday it was about 30, so low 30s. Today it's really cooled off to about like 20, but we're getting some real nice warm weather. So, and particularly because this is north facing side, it gets a lot of the day's sun. Actually no, it's not north facing. Sorry, it's east, sort of northeasterly facing, so it gets most of the day's sun, which is great. But I'm really happy that it's still putting out new flowers and it's looking nice and healthy. So should be getting some more fruit from this. Then we've got our chilies. So these are the jalapenos, and I just love the colors on them. But these are really starting to ripen up. There's a lot of sort of unripe ones yet, but you can still even pick those and have them. And it's just chock-a-block full of these flowers, and which is meaning in these little baby fruits. So we're going to be getting a lot more chilies as well, which is great. And so now I'll just take you on to pretty much the last thing we've been harvesting as well, and then I'll get on to what we're going to be planting. Okay, so the last thing we've been starting to harvest are the strawberries. Now there's no actual fruit on this one, I don't think, because we've sort of picked them all, but you know, it's still sort of starting to put out a bit more fruit. It's got some flowers on it and stuff, but we've been really picking a few strawberries now. Even up here, there's a few little fruit. There you go. There's a couple of little small strawberries and a couple of real baby ones there. But we've been really starting to pick some of these. We've gotten a nice little amount of fruit, and they've been really good, just nice and sweet. They're not massive. They haven't grown massive, but they've just grown really nice and big. So now I guess that these have sort of really starting to slow down in terms of fruit production. I'm really hoping that they'll start sending out runners and suckers, so that way we can propagate new plants from this and really increase our numbers. So that's pretty much all the main harvesting that we've been getting from the garden at the moment. Again, it's not a lot, but we haven't really been able to, with our annual winter, not winter, but just our annual vegetables that we usually plant, we haven't really planted a whole heap this year from some of the struggles. So this is all we've got at the moment. But now I'll show you a bit of the plan that we have with planting coming up. So yeah, I'll take you up to the table upstairs, and I'll show you some of the seeds that we got, and then as well a bit of the plan for the raised garden beds. So here are the seeds that we got from Diggers. So first one is just a snow pea, which really you can buy anywhere. But that's right, we've still got those. We've got some spaghetti squash, so that's a summer crop, but that is absolutely fantastic. pretty much like ready-made pasta. It's quite interesting. It's really good. So then we got some broccoli decisio, grown that in the past, and that's been great. Got some silver beet. So these are definitely two key winter vegetables that we'll be growing. Some tomato seeds from summer, zucchini again from summer, parsley parsnip. These are cool because they're classic parsnips, but the leafy top bit, you can use it as a parsley substitute, and that's quite cool. But again, sort of summer. Then we got some pumpkin, again summer, and then cabbage, mini cabbages, which have been great that we've grown in the past, so keep on to those. Carrot, the heirloom mix. Now these are cool because they're multicolored. So there's all sorts of colors in there, which are really sweet. So again, we'll probably try them during winter. Cauliflower, Sisley purple. So this is, I've grown this in the past. I think this is even part of my YouTube sort of one of the, not the profile picture, but the other main picture. I think I've got one up there. And then we've got some mini Lebanese cucumbers, which are going to summer. So these are a few of the winter seeds we'll be planting. So I want to get planting, particularly the cauliflower, mini cabbages, silver beet, and broccoli as soon as I can, and we'll grow them in just like in containers, so small trays and stuff, and then we'll plant them out into the big raised garden beds. But then the carrots we'll just plant directly from seeds. So this isn't all that we're going to be planting. Oh, of course, and then snow peas, of course, will be direct planting as well. Now this isn't all that we're going to be planting, but these are just some of the seeds that we bought. So now I'll just quickly take you out to the raised garden beds, and I'll give you the rough plan that I'm thinking for winter planting. So these are the two raised beds we've got. They're identical in size. As you can tell from last night, I've actually put some mulch on it. You can still see remnants of the sulfur that are added just because the pH was too high, as I mentioned in my last update video. But this is looking so much better. You can even tell with the basil, some of this, particularly this new growth, and it looks even better in the other bed. It's just so much more green. It's a lot softer. It's not hard like the other, like the older leaves. As they were growing from this soil, it was just pH was just whack. But that's right. That's good to see that's fixing itself up now. So basically, the plan is to sort of split these two beds in terms of what we're going to be planting. So in one of these beds, there is going to be a legume and leafy green mix. So this is going to be, say, using the snow peas. So mainly snow peas, maybe even some like say sugar snaps. And probably not really beans or anything because they're more summer. So probably, yeah, just the sugar snaps and snow peas. And then we'll grow them in with things like spinach, silver beet, probably even kale. I'll classify that as just a leafy green. Now the cool thing about that will be that as we plant some silver beet here, spinach here, kale here, in amongst that we'll grow different legumes. Now the cool thing about legumes, if you don't know, is that they actually have nodules called rhizobia, and which are bacteria, certain bacteria, and these bacteria fix nitrogen that is in the air and fix them into the soil. Now the cool thing about this is that particularly leafy greens, they like soils with high levels of nitrogen because all the leafy matter that they grow contains a lot of nitrogen. So they need a lot of nitrogen to put out lots of leaves and grow lots of leaves. Now, obviously, this is going to benefit each other because as the legumes fix the nitrogen into the soil, then these leafy greens will be able to uptake and use that nitrogen to grow even more leaves, which means that we get to harvest and eat more from our own garden. So that's what I'm thinking for this bed. And then the other bed, or it could be vice versa, but the other bed will have more your brassicas. So that's where going to have the broccoli, cauliflower, and probably then as well some things like beetroots, carrots, and probably spring onions or so. And even around the edge we might fit in some garlic. So that'll be more like a brassica and then sort of root crop bed. So things that grow underground and those classic brassicas. So I'm really excited about that. So we're going to see how that goes. I'll make sure I keep you guys updated with that. But that is what I'm thinking at the moment. So I hope that gives you guys a bit of an insight as to how our garden is doing. You know, some of the things that we're starting to harvest, as well as the plans that we have for the coming winter months. So I'm really excited in particular of planting out those raised garden beds, increasing our annual sort of veggie growth, and I'm super keen to see that grow up and actually really be starting to harvest more and eat more from our own garden and what we can produce ourselves instead of relying on supermarkets and other things like that. So I'm super pumped about that. So I'll make sure to keep you guys updated with anything that happens. I'll do another update video in terms of how things have been planted or how other things are growing, anything else that we're harvesting. I'll also be posting video or short videos or mainly photos on my social media platforms as well, so that'll be mainly Instagram or Facebook if you guys want to give them a sus. Links are in the description below, cheeky little plug. Otherwise I'll pretty much leave the video there. So if you have any comments, suggestions or questions for me about anything, whether it's harvesting, planting or anything else in between, then make sure you chuck a comment below in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. As well, if you like this or you just want to see more from my channel, then make sure you guys subscribe, so my face will be popping up around in this corner area somewhere and you guys can click on that, and that way you'll get a notification whenever I post a new video and you'll be one of the first to see it. Lastly, I hope you guys are having a great week and that your gardens are booming, particularly those of you in the Northern Hemisphere. I hope that these next few months of spring and summer will be great for you and your garden, and I will catch you all next video. So catch ya, have a great week, and I'll see you next time.